building website software. That's the best website software that's out there to sell art and photography. It's not even being bold or arrogant. We don't really have that much competition. There's not that many people that just focus on how to sell art and photography, wall art, and what that business looks like. We realized early on that that was a losing endeavor because you guys don't have website problems. You have marketing problems. And until we help you fix the marketing problem, you can be on any website in the world. No one's coming to it. So that is without question the biggest issue that artists and photographers have. So we started out doing websites. Okay, great. Now we're going to have to teach folks how to market. So we worked on teaching you guys how to market. We did that primarily early on by the good old fashioned DIY, do it yourself, learn at your own pace. Here's the awesome guide. Here's how you run Facebook ads and send emails and do this and do that. Turns out that's not enough because nobody wants to go to class on their own and learn these things. If you look at any of like the major education companies that exist out there, 30%, depending on which one you talk to, Masterclass or Kajabi or lynda.com or any of the rest of them, about 30% of the people that like sign up for the class actually finish the class because nobody likes to learn that way. Nobody wants to learn in a vacuum. So it's like, okay, we can't just have the best digital education. What we're going to now have to do is have in-person education. And so just like the Zoom session you're on now, we've been running these for our customers for almost 2 years now, and it's basically college. You come in, we talk about the thing. Hey, we got to get this Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale going. Here's what we're going to do on Facebook. Here's what we're going to do on Instagram. Here's how you're going to send your emails. Here's what your discount should look like. Here's when the sale should start. Here's how you tease it. Here's how you announce it. Here's what you do during the sale, before, during, after the sale. And so we did that, and that was a fantastic advancement for the business. It was great, and customers started doing better and better and better. Turns out that's not enough. Because the biggest problem that artists and photographers have, while it's primarily centered around not doing the marketing consistently and working on the wrong things if they're doing any marketing at all. I mean, if I did a like, hey, raise your hands, every single solitary person on this call, their deep down number one thing that they want to have happen in this world is just create the stuff and have somebody else market and sell the stuff and have a big business. There's not a one of you on this entire call that would not raise your hand and say, Patrick, that's exactly what I want. Problem is, that is a fairy tale. That world does not exist. And if it does, that person won the lottery. That person is a professional athlete and everyone else is just a normal athlete. Like the odds of that ever happening, they're unicorns. It just doesn't happen. So the marketing problem, without question, is your biggest problem. Artists and photographers, what they normally do is they treat their marketing, the running the business aspects, sort of like a New Year's resolution. This is going to be my year. I'm going to do it. I'm motivated. I'm fired up right now. I'm signing up for the gym membership in January, right? You're going 4 days a week in January. You're starting to feel good. You're starting to really get fit. March rolls around and you haven't been once all year. And there are a number of reasons for that, centered primarily on not wanting to do the marketing. Also centered on the fact that you guys are solopreneurs. You don't have a team of staff to buck you up, keep you motivated, lift you up when you're on the emotional roller coaster and the downs that is building a business like this. There's the technical acumen piece, which is difficult and takes time to learn. There's the perspective piece, in which no one tells you how long it takes to actually build a business like this substantively, how long you have to stay at it. And then there's the support piece. Like, are you supported as you're going through the entire thing? And if we know the biggest problem is the marketing piece, our secret sauce as a business is we figured out how to solve it. And how we solve it, which is not to say it's easy or it comes overnight, but how we solved it is with that DIY education. It is with the in-person college classes. It is with having the best website. But the final is really the support. And the support it ends up being an umbrella, okay? And if you think of support as an umbrella, it's got a bunch of stuff underneath it. And yes, it's got the technical support, i.e., I'm stuck on this, I'm stuck on that, I'm having a problem with Instagram. Can you get me unstuck? You need help. You need to have someone that can help you there instantaneously. And we do that with website tickets and chats and phone calls and Zoom sessions and make you videos, all of that. Okay, fantastic. That's wonderful. But that's not the only support you need. You need encouragement. You need accountability. Occasionally, it's harassment, okay, in a very good-natured way. The accountability comes from both your peers and from us. I occasionally have to resort to bribery and any creative way that I can do that. But I say this in jest and being a bit cheeky about it, but the reality is that the hardest thing is actually not getting you guys to learn the marketing. The hardest thing is keeping you moving day after day, especially early on when the results are crappy and when you're struggling and when you're like, I'm learning this tech stuff and you're pulling your hair out of your head and you're going, God, I hate this. Why would anyone want to be on social media? I don't care what anyone had for lunch. So that whole support element is actually what I found to be like the most crucial, believe it or not. And it's such a hard thing to quantify, and it's not something that we arrived at by being wizards of smart or saying, oh, this is what we need. This is what everyone needs. We've gotten there through hacking and failing and figuring out where people get unstuck. And if you don't have that level of support paired with the learning to market, you are going to treat your marketing like the New Year's resolution and quit again. You're going to say, maybe this solution isn't working. Maybe I should upload to this marketplace. Maybe I need to change my website company. Maybe I need to go find a gallery. Maybe I need to go do something else, none of which works. You don't know anyone that's doing anything successfully with any of those other stupid solutions that are out there. And it's because no one's fixing the primary problem. And I'm not making it about us. I could care less if you host your website with us, you do business with us. You have to fix the primary problem, okay? You guys should be working on 3 things and 3 things alone. Creating the art, marketing the art, and selling the art. If your business that you're driving and your car is not in one of those 3 lanes, creating the art, marketing the art, selling the art, then you're just being busy for the sake of being busy, and that is the road to hobbydom. The art business does not go anywhere. It does not grow at all. And everyone is constantly feeding you guys that there is some quick and easy solution to this, or there is some special gallery that you can get into, or there's some special interior designer to just get plugged in, or maybe there's a list of high net worth collectors, and if I could just tap into that, or there's some special secret 4-step Facebook ads formula that if you just signed up for that, your business would poof explode, and all of that is bullshit. Okay? You have to learn how to market a business. If you learn how to market a business, you will be able to get your art, your photography in front of more eyeballs than at any other time in the history of this world, thanks to what's happened in social media and thanks to what's happened to digital marketing. But it doesn't mean it's easy. It's actually a huge pain. And there is a ton of pain along the way to get there. And no one tells you that it takes 3 to 5 years to build any business of substance whatsoever. That is a grind. That takes time. No one wants to talk about that. And no one ever does talk about that. And so the minute the rubber meets the road, things start getting tough. You're like, I've been at this for 3 months. Nothing's changed in my business. I'm quitting, and I'm going to go move on to the next thing. And that's where all the marketing gets treated like a New Year's resolution. And it's just how it goes. And, you know, we're not the only outfit in town. There's plenty of other outfits you can go and sign up with and try a website and try this and try that. But if you don't deal with the primary problem, okay, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. And that's what I see time and time again. And I found recently, especially on these calls, that like this portion of the message is resonating perhaps more than anything else because no one else sugarcoats it. You have to learn how to capture emails, and there's a bunch of ways to do that. You have to learn how to email those emails. You have to learn how to properly execute and run a sale. Well, I'm talking how to contemplate the discounts, how to contemplate the shipping, what to do before, during, and after the sale to maximize it. You have to learn how to market on the social media platforms because guess what? That's where everyone's hanging out. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't like it. I hate it. I don't post anything personally, but I am contrarian. We are fishermen and fisherwomen, and if we are fishermen and fisherwomen, we have to go where the damn fish are. And that's where it is. It's on social media, and it is a significant way to grow an art business. Now, we also advocate and teach the offline aspects of growing an art of photography business, which there's a number of different ones there, and there's a number of different techniques and tactics, and doing shows and fairs is incredibly important, and there's ways that you can do digital stuff that will maximize those efforts that we can get into and talk about. But no one ever gives that simple message, that you have to learn how to market, that in the beginning you're going to be pulling your hair out of your head. You are not going to like it, but it is by definition the number one thing that you guys don't want to do is the number one highest leverage thing that you can do. We don't want to eat our vegetables. We don't want to work out every single solitary day, and yet that's what's going to make us the healthiest. We don't want to give up our booze. You know, it's just common sense that no one is out there saying it. So what we've also evolved and done, okay, is we realized that none of you guys should be web programmers. None of you want to be web programmers. Nobody wants to be speaking GoDaddy or CSS or HTML or forms or changing things or uploading things to the website. Nobody wants to do that, and you shouldn't be doing that because none of that fits into your 3 lanes. Creating the art, marketing the art, and selling the art. Nowhere in there is reading Web Design for Dummies. Nowhere in there is searching forums for answers. Nowhere in there is hiring one contractor, coming back, hiring another contractor, updating the website, this expired, different plugins. That is not a high ROI use of an artist or a photographer's time. So we've pivoted as a business to try and take as much of the non-revenue producing activities out of your life as possible. And before the tech piece, it was print on demand. Do you know what none of you guys should be doing? Driving down to the printer, looking at proofs, picking up orders, sending people tracking numbers, shipping things out, or doing any of that nonsense. All of that can be automated, and that's one of the incredible advancements in this industry. And so when people sign up with us, instantaneously, you have the ability to offer a range of different prints, and you have the ability to offer a range of merchandise. It costs you nothing to do it. It's all live the second you upload your work. You don't have to have any order minimums, okay? You don't touch anything when an order comes in. An order comes in, you get paid, the printer gets paid, the printer prints it, the printer boxes it, the printer puts your logo on the box, and it ships to your customer. You don't touch a thing. In addition, when there's technical support, customer support, something got damaged, something got banged up, a package got lost, the printer doesn't care. They just reprint it and ship it to them. There are no customer service issues. It's done, which is not to say you shouldn't interface with your customers. So to go back to the web piece, we realized, okay, so what we have to do first, we have to build the website for you. The majority of you, not all, are tech challenged. You don't like tech. You don't want to learn the tech. You don't want to get good at the tech. You don't ever want to build another website again, and we understand that. So we started a couple of months ago by building the website for you. You get interfaced with a tech agent. You upload your stuff to them. They put it all in. They build the website. They lay it out. They make sure everything's working. They put in a sample order. They help you set your pricing, pick your media types, get your artist statement up there, get your commissions page going, all of it. They do all of that for you. You don't even lift a finger. All you do is just upload the work and say, here's what the titles are. Here's what the descriptions are. I'm done. Okay? So that's where it started. I've been fighting internally to take the next step. And I'm happy to say, as of this morning at 8 a.m., I've won. And for the rest of this week, and we're testing this, and we're going to figure out whether or not we're going to be able to keep doing this, not only will we build your website for you, but we will do that for you for life. You will never have to worry about your website ever again. Not updating it, not uploading things, not changing things out, not changing prices, not upgrading, not changing pages, not adding new galleries, not rearranging it, not if you need to change a color or change a font. We're going to do it for life. It's done. It's one more thing that you will never have to deal with. And the reason is because it is not you driving your business in the 3 lanes, creating the work, marketing the work, and selling the work. So for literally anyone that signs up this week, we have never offered this before. I don't know how long it will go. You will never have to update your website again, period. We're taking care of it. Linda's a great question. She's like, whose life, mine or yours? For as long as we're in business, Linda, which is the best that I can say. But we've been in business a long time. We have no intentions of selling, and that's where we're at. And we're not even charging anymore for it. We're just including it in the service, which is sort of one of the things that we've continued to do is we've tried to evolve and get better and better and better. It's impossible not to take it cynically, but the reality is, whether you believe this or not, or you'll believe it, but you just want to take it cynically, like, yeah, right, sales pitch guy. Our business, okay, makes it or breaks it on whether or not we have successful customers. If we have successful customers, they tell their friends, we don't have to pay as much on marketing. They're happy. They leave positive reviews. They write blog posts about us, all the rest of it, and our business grows. If we don't, the opposite happens, right? And we fail as a business. And so we've identified an area that we think we can do better than you, that we think you should not be spending your time on. And so that's where we've arrived. That is our crazy deal that is going through this week from now till Friday. So I'm very happy because I pushed very, very hard on that. I don't know if it's going to become the bedrock principle of what we do as a business, but for this week, it is. So just let you know our evolution as a business, what we think you need to be focused on as an artist or photographer if you want to make it. I want to pivot to the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then we can get into the Q&A. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the lead up to Christmas, more art and photography will be sold than any other month and a half period all year long. From now until then, there is still time to get a sale in the water. Let whoever you know that you are having that sale and attempt to sell as much of your work as possible. You literally cannot wait another minute. You should leverage whatever assets you have. Maybe that's an email list. Maybe that's an Instagram account. Maybe that's a Facebook page. I don't care if you let family and friends know. The whole point is this is the number one time of year when art and photography is sold. Run up to Black Friday, the holiday itself, Cyber Monday, the holiday itself, the buying holiday, and then that shopping period from now till Christmas. So very, very important thing to contemplate. Very, very important thing to be switched on about. And the thing about sales and the thing about Black Friday and Cyber Monday and the run up to Christmas, turns out it comes along every single solitary year. Turns out that you guys are going to be running your art or photography businesses for the rest of your life, okay? I am routinely on these calls week in, week out, where people are coming on in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s asking for advice on how to grow their art and photography business. That is a phenomenal thing. When you zoom out and you look at your career and you realize you can't keep focusing on the short term, even if you get a sale in the water for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, one for Christmas, and you fail miserably, I mean, fall flat on your face, almost no one saw it, you're going to learn a little bit about running a sale. You're going to get a little bit more comfortable running a sale. And guess what? You're going to be running sales for the rest of your art selling life. Unless anyone on here wants to give me the line having a sale, doing a discount for my art. I am a fine artist. That's going to cheapen me. The only two businesses that I'm aware of that do not discount are Louis Vuitton and Tiffany's. I think they're actually going through a merger, so there's only going to be one. Unless you have a brand that's that incredible, you need to leverage the power of a sale to get human beings to take action. Underpinning a sale is a simple psychological equation that gets human beings to take action. Discount plus scarcity equals human beings more likely to take action. The discount can be anything. Buy one, get one free, free shipping, 5% off, 10% off, 15% off, 20% off, whatever. The scarcity is ends today, ends tomorrow, ends Black Friday, ends Cyber Monday. You have those two mathematical things in the human psychological equation. Human beings are more likely to take action. Lest anybody think that this doesn't go on everywhere. You guys are bombarded with the nonsense and the headlines that comes from, nonsense is true, but that comes from Sotheby's or Christie's. Piece went for asking or over asking, new record, sold for full price. What no one is privy to, because these particular businesses, by which I mean the brick and mortar galleries, are some of the most opaque institutions in the history of mankind, is the sheer amount of discounting that goes on in fine art purchases within those galleries. It is significant. The reason no one ever hears about it is because the art galleries do not want anyone knowing how hard they discount, which is to say all the time, okay? The more expensive the piece, oftentimes the more negotiation there is. Now, we teach you how to price your art such that you build for this and you don't take a hit when you're doing this. But you have to understand there is a mathematical, psychological equation, which is the discount plus scarcity gets human beings to take action. When you contemplate the fact that we're moving into a period of what some would call economic certainty, what others might call a recession, who do you think gets the sale in that particular instance? What artist, what photographer do you think is moving the work? The one that's at full price or the one that's on sale? It's the one that's on sale because nobody wants to pay full price in economic uncertainty. Now, it's all math. It's all a game. When you learn how to mark up your art correctly, whether that's originals or whether that's prints or commissions or any of it, you're prepared for this, and you end up coming down to the price that you wanted to charge anyway. So it's not as significant of a thing as possible. So between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, I want you to run a sale, okay? You can do this. Patrick, I don't have an email list. I don't have a Facebook presence. I don't have an Instagram presence. First of all, if you sign up with us, we'll still get you up in time to do it. Okay, fine. Let's get rid of the sales pitch. You could have a garage sale, okay? Get some of that crap out of your garage and then put all of your art as part of the garage sale and charge the normal price and say it's on sale for Black Friday. You could do that. There's easy ways to get into it, right? You could do a local fair, a local show. Or if you have an email list, you could let them know you're having a huge sale for Black Friday and that you're going to announce it next Monday. It's that simple. It's that easy to get your first one in the water. Now, I know some of you guys are looking at me like, oh, God, run a sale. What's this guy even talking about? So I won't blather on about it anymore. My position is to teach my customers to market and then to do the rah rah, get them fired up, get them encouraged. And there's no better time for me to offer that encouragement than right now. Than the run up to Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Karen's asking in the chat, how long has Art Storefront's been in business? 8 years now. And our founder's got a long track record in history. You can Google him, which is the best you can do in terms of longevity for a business, right? Like, well, how long are you guys are going to be in business? How long are you going to be around? The best I can tell you is we have a stellar track record, stellar ratings, stellar reviews, and the founder has no intention of selling the business. So that would be the best that I could say for that question. But let's get into the Q&A. See what kind of questions you guys have. If you're one of the ones that has your camera on and you have a question, all you have to do is raise your hand. I'll see that and I'll be like, hey, they've got a question. I can bring them on. For everyone else, at the bottom of the Zoom window, you can see, there it is. There's this little smiley face thing and it says reactions. And if you click that, what you're able to do is you're able to raise your hand digitally speaking. That lets me know, hey, you've got a question, and then I can unmute you, bring you on. If you don't want to turn your camera on, you don't have to turn your camera on. Okay, I hate being on video. So you can certainly ask with your camera off. You can also throw questions into the chat. I'm happy to answer them that way. I need somebody brave to kick us off. Who's ready? Who's got one? Someone's going to start us off. See, Donna, that is what I'm talking about. Donna, I appreciate you. It always just takes one, and then we get going. So go ahead, Donna.
So how long of a process is this once you do sign up to get started in this?
Until what? Until you're like ready to go to take orders?
Correct.
Usually, if you have everything ready to go, it's like 7 days or less. But you can't hold me. You can't hold me to that because it might be 10 days because we're super backed up. But it's like 7 days or less.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's super fast. But that's also incumbent on you of saying like, okay, I've got everything ready to go, and don't even get me started on that because I get all kinds of fired up about that too, because everyone's like, I'll just get going when everything's perfect, and your website is never perfect. It's never going to be perfect. You're never going to have all your best stuff up there. There's always going to be holes and things. But what's important is that you launch. There's this famous quote, and it's sort of indicative, representative of a mantra, and it's from Reid Hoffman. He started LinkedIn, and he goes, if you're not embarrassed by your first version, you've launched too late. And his point is like everyone, every business, every artist, every photographer is going to be somewhat embarrassed and should be by whatever you get up there first. But the important thing is that you get it up there, you get the store live, and you start taking the positive steps to get there, because otherwise it's, I'll just get started when I have my niche figured out, when I get my logo done, when I have 25 pieces and the hours turn into days, turn into weeks, turn into months. How's that website coming, right? How's that business coming? And no one ever takes any positive steps. So it's a very, very important mantra to have, especially early on. But that's what I would say. Okay, Linda, you're next. Go ahead, Linda. And thank you, Donna. Linda, you'll need to unmute. It's like, yeah, gotcha.
Good afternoon. Thank you for your information.
No,
Patrick, is your product a single product package for one cost, or do you offer a la carte services? And of course, I think all of us on this would be interested in knowing what the investment in our future is.
So the way that we do things, we're sort of three-pronged at this stage of the game. Yeah, everyone likens us to like a website company. And so like a website company, we charge a monthly fee, right, for the website for as long as you're on it. And that varies, and I believe it's like $49, $59, $69, depending on what plan you're on. But don't hold that to me because I don't stay up to date with where our costs go exactly. That's why we have the demo process. You pay a one-time fee to get into what's essentially a university. I mean, we're essentially a postgraduate university that teaches art, photography, creative business, and marketing, and it never ends. So you pay a one-time fee to get into that, and once that's done, you're in, then you're just paying. It's a one-time fee. You're paying your monthly thing, and that goes to the army of people that are going to support you for the rest of your art selling life. We also have, which we don't really publicize and talk about a whole lot, we have a full-blown in-house marketing agency as well, and it only services our customers. And it does everything from fully managed stuff all the way to a la carte stuff and everything in between. And so those are additional costs should you avail yourself of those services. Some people do, some people don't. We will spruce up, and I'll come right back to you. Don't worry, Linda. You can spruce up your Instagram profile, your Facebook profile. You can have them run a sales campaign for you. You can have them do some email marketing for you. So there's individual little a la carte services in there, but you're not required to do it. Some people do. I mean, we're in a situation, Linda, where 80% of our customer base have full-time jobs. 20% are full-time artists or full-time photographers or service-based photographers trying to sell their fine art. And so we get a tremendous amount of people that were trying to pay consultants to get moving quicker. And we saw that, and we saw what the results look like, and it's terrible with consultants. I mean, if you talk to 90 artists that hired a consultant, not a one of them is with that consultant anymore, right? Because everybody has the wrong perspective on how long it takes, and people don't realize how difficult it is to learn how to sell art and photography, which is not like all the other products. And so we realize, like, no, we have to get an in-house program going on. So that program's been going for like 2 years now or so. But go ahead, follow up question.
So Patrick, do you have, can you tell us at this point what the one-time fee is?
Yes, I believe it starts at, and like we raise our prices as things get better and better and better. And so it used to be 1,000. I believe it's 1,500 now. And then I believe you have your 39, 49, 59. They also do like creative things where instead of a 1-year plan, they do a 3-year plan or a 5-year plan or a 7-year plan. And a lot of people do that because they throw in this, that, and the other, you know, a cheaper fee or, you know, additional months or a free year, or however they do it. So there's a bunch of different offers, but, you know,
can you tell me where I can find this level of detail?
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, we're not going to do that on this call, but I'm interested in digging deeper into understanding my options and costs. So
Absolutely.
how do I do that?
Absolutely. So we do the demo process. Demo is just a stupid software word that I detest. That's for test driving the car, right? And so they'll put you in a Zoom and they'll walk you through all the bells, all the whistles, show you all the back end stuff, all the options, all the plans, talk about all the prices. Blah, 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 blah. They do all that. So you could request a demo, or I have your name. I can tell them to email you if you like. But because we're doing this crazy offer this week, they're going to be running one via Zoom, I think tomorrow night and Wednesday. And so if you didn't want to, you know, get a one-on-one one, you could go to the group one if you were so inclined, and then they'd be able to lay all that stuff out for you. So up to you.
So how do I find the Wednesday Zoom? Is that a AM or PM?
I think it's going to be in the exact same time slot that this one is. But I can certainly, I'll just say email Linda. Everyone on here is going to end up, I mean, everyone that's on our list is going to get the email, same as you did.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Patrick. I'll look for the next level of detail.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thanks, Linda. Okay, Ledio, you're up next. And you'll need to unmute. I'll let you know when you get it. Mic icon, bottom left-hand corner, like right there. Are you there, Ledio? Okay, this thing is working. No, okay. Ledio, I can't see you. I see your hands up, but I'm gonna leave you unmuted if you figure it out. And again, it's just, oh, there we go. Boom, you're up.
We good?
Yeah, we're good. And did I pronounce it right? Is it Ledio?
Ledio, yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Nice.
Can you see me?
I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So I kind of want you to see me because, okay. So I came back to do this after 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
Moved here. I was busy this past 2 years that I've been doing a lot of my artwork.
Okay.
But the thing is, I've sold some.
Mm-hmm.
But my question was like, how much would be for you guys to support and provide my art out there to show? I do most of it like a comic art.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a painter.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do sculptures too, but I'm talking about art. I have a few paintings that I would like to sell out there. I heard you guys do also a photocopy or also print with it.
Yeah, print on demand. Yep.
Print on demand. Yeah. Yeah. My question was, I guess I heard there was 1,500. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was
maybe like a disconnect that you have, just to make sure, is that like we're not a marketplace or a gallery that does it for you. Like,
right,
we give you a website and we teach you how to grow it, but it's your business. You own everything, right? You're responsible to handle the marketing. We just never stop teaching you how to do it.
Yeah, I've never opened a website though. I've sold them people that I know, you know. So.
Yeah. It's critically important to have one. Like you can't
It is,
You
yeah.
can't not have one in today's day and age, and it needs to be able to properly show the work. It needs to be able to take orders. It needs to let people see prices, visualize the art. There's a million different reasons, but yeah.
True. Well, thank you very much, man. We're probably gonna get in touch soon. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. And just out of curiosity,
Well,
where are you from with that name? What an interesting name.
me, I'm Albanian. I moved out here. I'm in Massachusetts. I
Nice.
moved out here a few years ago. I mean, a decade ago.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah.
I've
I wish
got
I could learn how to use Zoom more. I kind of want to show you guys the art. Yeah, but we definitely catch up soon.
I've got a striker on one of my favorite soccer teams, Chelsea, named Armando
Uh,
Broja, who's Albanian.
Yeah, we do. The Chelsea guys also in Italy. We do have some of those Albanian soccer players up there. Yeah,
for sure. They're great.
it's a
They're
good
great.
name. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a good name to make us worldwide.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
yeah.
Get it going. All right.
Well,
Thanks, buddy.
thank you, man. Thank you. Have a
You
great.
bet. Okay. Who else, guys? Questions? Yep. Steven, I got you. Go ahead. And you'll need to unmute. Good job, Steve.
Okay, is there a place where all of this information is written down that we can easily access? As I suspect is the case with a few of us. I ain't no spring chicken.
Oh, yeah.
My memory is not, short-term memory is not what it used to be.
No. I mean, are you kidding me? I'm 43 and I don't feel like my short-term memory is what it used to be. So I can relate. I can relate. Yeah, we can. Have you requested a demo and done that whole thing yet, or is this the first time?
This is my first time, yeah.
Yeah. So when you do the demo process, they give you like a whole bunch of different sheets and everything that you can go through.
How do I do that?
You can fill them out. There's buttons all over the website, but you don't have to. I'll tell them to email you.
Okay, is there a website I go to for this or what?
Yeah, you can go to our website and you can look at it where we have, some of the information here, some of the information there, some of the information all over the place. So there's not like one clear way to get it, which is
What's your web address?
artstorefronts.com.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the question. All right. Yep. I got you, Tim. Don't worry. Go ahead. Yep. Now I
Can you
got
hear me?
Yeah, sure do.
Cool. So now the deal you were offering, does that happen with all the tiers
Mhm.
or?
Yep.
That was kind of my question.
literally this week only, and I don't know. It's again. I'm very cognizant of being like sales pitch guy, and I'm not the sales pitch guy. If you've ever been on any of these sessions before, everyone will tell you like I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely been on them, and
Yeah, so you've been. So I'm not like a this, that, or the other. We've never offered this deal, and I don't know if we'll ever offer it again. So do not take it as like I need to sign up for anyone on this call. But if you are in the I'm starting to learn about you guys, and I've like already got past the know, like, and trust. You guys seem to know what you're talking about. Trust me when I say it's an amazing thing. We don't even fully know, whether we're going to get like crushed doing it, right? But the larger point remains, like, if we can continue taking the nonsense off of our customers' hands and they work on the things that are important, their businesses are just going to grow faster, and that's it.
so I guess the other question is like, I mean, like, what if some of the people signed up like a week ago or 2
They're
weeks
going to be
ago?
pissed. They're going to be pissed.
Well, that's kind of so. I mean,
There's
yeah.
nothing we can do. They're going to be pissed. Trust me. I do, like, occasionally I'll go live on Instagram ahead of these to try to drive some more butts into seats. And when you go live on Instagram, people that follow you and your customers, and I just got so yelled at by like 6 or 7 of my customers, and I'm like, listen, how long have you guys been customers? Have you not seen the product continue to get better and better and better and better and better? How did you think we were going to get to this next level without running some tests first? So, I don't have any problem saying, yeah, some people are going to be pissed, but how would we get there otherwise? We have to test. We have to see. So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
And I dig that whole little wood background thing. Those frames up there, I don't know. It just looks cool.
Oh, yeah. Those are frames.
Yeah.
Just out. Yeah.
It just looks cool. I'm just a wood kind of a guy. I think if I like left my own devices, I'd build a wood shop in the garage. If I didn't live in
Yeah,
Southern California and have a garage the size of a postage stamp.
yeah. I mean, I went when I was in art school. The senior seminar was like, none of you are going to make it, so you might as well find a job you're gonna enjoy. And
See, that's great.
yeah,
That's great advice, and I give that advice all the time, especially when people come on. They're like, I need to make. I've just quit my job, and I have 2 months, and I need to figure out how to feed my family. And I'm like, get a job immediately. That's not this type of business, right? But guess what? They didn't teach you in art school how to actually monetize a damn artistic talent, how to build a
no,
business, how to sell, how to contemplate discounting, how to contemplate scarcity in the sales process, right? How to market. None of it. None of it. You guys never got taught any of it. And the thing that infuriates me about it is the information was there, right? Like Pablo Picasso had 47,000 unsold works when he died. 47,000. And do you know what that guy knew? That guy knew that not everything that he created, not every arrow that he was going to fire at the target was going to be a bullseye. And he just instinctively knew that, guess what? If that happens, it's okay. Doesn't mean I'm a crappy artist. Okay. It doesn't mean that I have to quit. It doesn't mean that no one buys art. It just means what I created, that arrow I fired missed. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep firing until I hit the bullseye. And he keeps hitting the bullseye. And he kept hitting the bullseye. That guy said early on, there was this guy, Brasai, who was like a Hungarian artist and photographer that went to interview him. And he published this book called Conversations with Picasso. Phenomenal book. He's like, so what's my advice? What's my advice on, and by the way, just so you guys know I'm not lying, look at the comment on Facebook. I will definitely be upset. I'm 4 months in and could really use this, right? So those are my customers pissed off already. I know, we know. If we can offer it to everybody, we'll offer it to everyone. But anyway, where I was going with that, this guy Brasai is asking Picasso, what's your advice on pricing? How should I price my work? And Picasso goes, early on, my drawings did not command high prices, but the work all sold. The work must go out into the world, right? And his advice here, and I'm pulling it up. This is the bummer about the book, of course, right? They don't make anything easy on you guys. Not that one, this one. But I don't think they put it into, I don't think it's in paperback or in Kindle at all. I think it's only, let me just see, I'm curious. I mean, this book is so good. But it's like one of those ones that's barely on the shelf anymore. So point is you have to buy it used. So this one, $199. Oh, they do have a paperback for $65. So you can get one for $65. But just incredible. Was it Versailles? Was it a Hungarian guy? I think it was a Hungarian guy. I got to reread this book. But anyway, sorry.
the
To go on the tangent.
library.
Yeah. If you can find it in a library, that would be awesome. Yeah. But anyway, that's what I got. You got any more questions? No, Tim, are you good?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't heard voices since high school. I think I'm good.
Okay. How funny is that? Oh, I love you, man. It's hilarious. JML, go ahead. You have to unmute. If you're on your phone, it's a little bit harder to find. It's like a button down there below. You tap the mic icon. I'll let you know when you get it. Yep.
Did I get it?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay, my question is, I've sold at like art fairs and things like that.
Mhm.
But my question is, to do this, do I need to be licensed as a business?
Yeah, I mean, that's like an individual state question for you. What I normally do is like, don't worry about that right now. Get started and start selling some online and then figure it out after you've made some sales, right? It's like everyone's like, well, I got to go start the bank account. I'm like, yeah, you know when you start the bank account? When you have a check made out to the business. When you have a check made out to the business, not 9 months or a year ahead of time, right? Like, but it's a minimal issue. Depending on your state, there's a number of different ways that you can do it. You can.
Well, I live in Illinois.
Yeah, well, they're coming.
I live in Illinois. They're really funny about things like that.
They're coming for you for sure. I mean, if you make $6 there, they'll know about it and they'll tax it. So you'd have to.
Well, no, it's $1,200.
Yeah.
If you make more than $1,200 in a year, you're no longer a hobbyist.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I live in California, so trust me, we could go back and forth on this one all day long. High tax states. But it's a good sign if you sold at Chosen Thayers. I'm gonna put into the chat because I'm really proud of this. And pardon my French, I busted my ass on this thing. It took me like an hour to. It took me like not an hour. It takes me an hour to read it. But assuming you're still gonna do shows and Thayers, I wrote this insane step-by-step tactical guide. I mean, I'm telling you, this will take you an hour to read step by step. I don't have it up. Everything that you need to do to completely rock an in-person Thayer show. It's a great lead in to like how much tactical tradecraft there is and how much that we teach you to do the digital pieces in addition to everything else. Because the only two ways, again, the unicorns aside, the only two ways that I see artists or photographers actually having a business that's growing year over year is either they go all in on the show and Thayer circuit, which is really hard to do, as you know, because booth fees and traveling and setting up and inclement weather and staying in hotels and all that, or they do the selling direct. I find that the balanced diet of building an art business, if you like, is the combination of the two. And even if you could only do like 3 or 4 local events a year, 1 a quarter, it's just a great way to capture emails. It's a great way to press the flesh. It's a great way to build collectors, make sales. And when you contemplate some things like your pricing and your markups and your product lineup and how to do a giveaway at the show and how to run a sale afterwards for everyone that entered the email and on and on and on. And I put it all in that post. It is hardcore tactical. And no joke, I want you to click that thing and read it.
Okay, cool. One other thing, just a little side note. I used to only sell like 1 or 2 pieces at the art fairs. And my friends who were also at the art fairs would sell a whole bunch. But the thing was, you said that about pricing. All my work was usually 3 foot by 4 foot.
Yeah. So
So if I sold 1 piece, I was getting between $500 and $800.
Yeah.
They were selling a bunch of small pieces for $30 or $40.
Yeah.
So I still left with more money than they did. But
You did, but it was short-sighted. And let me explain to you why it's short-sighted. There's only 3 ways to grow a business, okay? And everybody focuses on number 1. Number 1 way to grow a business, acquire new customers, right? Get a new customer in the door to purchase something. Second way to grow a business, increase the AOV, the average order value, right? Now, you had a much higher average order value because you were selling those bigger pieces and they were selling those smaller pieces, right? So your average order value was much higher. But no one ever works on average order value. And, one of the primary ways to do that is, hey, because you just bought this big piece, I've got calendars that go with it. Do you want me to throw in a calendar or do you want me to throw in a smaller piece? And instead of getting $800 for the thing, now you've got $1,000 for the thing or $900. So you've increased your average order value, right? It's very important just to ask, and no one ever asks. The textbook is, people get pissed off at this, but you guys, it's just a business story. McDonald's started selling hamburgers. Someone's like, we need to increase our AOV. Someone said, what we're going to do? We're going to make fries. And then everyone that comes to the counter, we're going to ask, do you want fries with that? I see your hand, Steve, don't worry. And so that's how they increase their AOV. The third way to grow a business is to get repeat business from the customers you already have. So what your friends are doing when they're selling those cheaper pieces is they're acquiring customers at a lower price point. If they are diligent and they stay on their marketing and they're leaving every single solitary show making 30 or 40 sales and you're making 2, they have 30 or 40 records of people that they can start emailing, once a week for years and years and years. And so what you realize, and I go into this in depth in the show and Thayer circuit, you have to have prices in your lineup from $0 to $100. You have to have prices from 100 to 1,000, and you have to have prices well over 1,000. In addition to that, you have to have non-wall art as a part of the lineup. And when you do that, what you're doing is you're just widening your net to the number of customers that you can potentially acquire from doing that in-person show or fair. And when you stack up those shows and Thayers, the ups, the downs, the good ones, the bad ones, the 3 or 4 you do a year, some you break even, some you lose, some you're fantastically successful. But on every one, you're acquiring customers, you're acquiring email addresses, and then you're marketing to them consistently all year long. That is how you build collectors. Somebody that bought one of those small pieces from your friends, $30, $40, right? And you're like, you made nothing. 3 years later, that person remodeled their house and bought $75,000 worth of art off your buddy because he had the email address and he was marketing to him consistently for those next 3 years. It's all about perspective in this business, and it's all about how many customers can I acquire? How can I have the proper lineup of art such that I get the more ROI out of that visit to my booth than anyone else does? Because inevitably, everyone that comes to your booth, everyone that comes to art storefronts, everyone that comes anywhere falls into a socioeconomic bell curve, okay? There are people that are at the low end of the scale, lower middle class, upper middle class, high net worth individuals, okay? The bell curve. It is just truth, right? And so you need to have something for everybody on the bell curve. And the beautiful thing about the bell curve is it's not a fixed destination. People are moving up and down that thing their entire lives. And when you're acquiring them everywhere, boom, up here, down here. On the merch, you're not making any money. You're making a couple dollars here or there. You don't care. It's acquiring customers. And when you continually acquire more customers than anyone else out there, this is exactly the type of crap that they should have taught you guys in art school, and you continually market to them all year long, you never even know when they're going to be ready to go. But because you acquired them as a customer and because you've been marketing to them, when they have their hand up and saying, I'm ready to buy art, who do you think they're coming to?
Well, that's why I'm joining you guys, so I can have prints made.
Yes. Not just prints, merch. You have to have non-wall art as part of the lineup. Not so many artists and photographers, and I'll finish my rant on this. Merch. Why would I ever sell merch? That is going to cheapen me as an artist. That's going to cheapen people's ideal of me as an artist. Are you kidding me? I'm a fine artist. I would never do that. Go ahead and let me know the last museum any of you went into that didn't have a gift shop. Don't worry, I'll wait, right? And like, look, this is just simple rules of business, okay? Like, you know, nobody cares. Nobody's going to think less of you. Tell me the concert with the greatest performers ever that you went to that didn't have a gift shop. They all do. They all sell merch for a reason, because they are trying to run businesses instead of charities. They're trying not to have a hobby. And so when you start thinking this way and you have those lower end products and somebody buys, and I don't even care what it is, you know, it just has to be non-wall art. Somebody is going to like you and be inspired by your creativity and want to reward you for it. But because you did not have a product that was non-wall art based, and they were living in their mother's basement, or they were in between houses, or they were going through a divorce, God forgive, or whatever it might be, they weren't ready to buy wall art. You did not make the sale. And now they don't know who you are, and they're never going to remember you, and they're going to get distracted by some other artist when the time comes. And so it is such an important thing to have. And once you have it, every single solitary marketing endeavor that you engage in, you are going to make more ROI, return on investment of that effort, because you have the price range covered and because you have non-wall art. No one understands that. And then once you do, like, it makes so much sense, right? Like, the easiest customer to get is the one that you already have. If you're not acquiring customers because you have holes in your product lineup, you are going out there and getting people's attention, and you're not giving yourself the ability to acquire a customer as a result of it. So these are the things that we teach all the time.
Refrigerator magnets.
Damn right. iPhone cases, calendars. I don't care. You know, for someone like me, it's like, I am a hardcore tactical digital marketer, okay, and have been my whole life, and grew up a computer kid and everything else. Am I really good with Facebook and Instagram ads? How many of you are on this damn email list because I'm so good at Facebook and Instagram ads? Quite a few of you. Do you know what I can't do with a Facebook or an Instagram ad? Staple it to the wall in your kitchen or throw it on top of your refrigerator when you're not looking at your phone, right? That magnet is going to sit in your fridge reminding me of you every single solitary day. Or perhaps I'm drinking my coffee in a cup that you created, right? Or a calendar or a throat pillow or a bag. I don't care what it is. I want you top of mind on your perspective, your customers' minds, so they say, and then, oh, that's a really cool magnet. Who did that one? Oh, it's my buddy JML, and you know, I got it at this show. You should go check him out. It's like you're not giving yourself the opportunity for these serendipitous moments to happen when you don't do it. I can't staple a Facebook ad to your refrigerator, JML. Okay, I can't do it. That magnet can, right? So that's why you have to have it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yep, Steve, I see the follow-up. Don't worry. Go ahead.
We live in a society that is ever more technically competent.
Correct.
If our images are online, what is to stop people from just downloading them off our page and getting them blown up and put on canvas?
Nothing. Nothing. People could do that all day long. Well, within reason. If you're extremely, extremely techie, you could do a decent job, but to hedge against it, you make the images not very high resolution on the website itself. So what they do download, you have to go through like a whole bunch of hoops to try and blow it up. But the reality is that I've heard that story as many times as I've heard about Bigfoot. Everybody's heard about Bigfoot. No one's ever seen him. Okay, those are the types of odds that I'm talking about. This business is damn difficult enough as is. No one's going around downloading images off the internet, starting businesses and printing them. I'm sure it's happened once or twice here or there. Somebody always tells me they know somebody that knows somebody, but it is not a fear. You got 99 problems and that is not one. Trust me, not one.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. See, one less thing, Steve. That's what I'm here to do. Take things off the plate of worry. It would be such a flattering thing if it did happen. And the long and the short is, you know, it happens more in a blogging context, right? Where somebody will get a hold of your image and put it in their blog post, which technically they're not allowed to do. And all your recourse is you hire a lawyer, you send them a takedown notice, and they take it down. It's just not worth worried about. It doesn't happen in a macro. It's not a fantastic way to make money. And well, my one friend this one time knew somebody that got the image printed in a magazine and sold. No, you don't. No, you don't. So one less thing to worry about. But who else, guys? Questions? Comments? Concerns? Can be about anything, Don't worry. I'm not shy. And you can throw the question in the chat, or you can, of course, raise your hand or do the digital raise hand or respond to any and all of the above. But I'm excited, and where we're going to go from here, assuming we can we're never going to let you touch the website ever again, is we're going to start figuring out portions of your marketing that we can automate for you. And once we get that going on and making your marketing life a little bit easier, we're going to go and figure out what the next thing is. And then after that's done, we're going to go and figure out what the next thing is. The only thing we're going to not be doing at the very end of this journey is making the damn art for you, because that is difficult. And don't worry about what people are saying with this AI nonsense. It's nonsense. Yes, AI is going to start creating some art, and yes, people are going to use it for some things, and yes, people at like Walmart and Costco will probably buy some, but it's not going to kill the individual art and photography business. This is just not. Everyone's like, AI, where the heck is this weirdo going now? Don't worry about it. It's like a hot button issue for people these days. But okay, that's what I got. No questions. You guys are shy today. It's okay. Oh, T. Smith came out at the buzzer beater. Go ahead, T. Smith.
I was curious about NFTs.
No one's really talking about those NFTs anymore, are they?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes I get stuff and then I hear stuff and then I don't hear stuff, but I know they've been kind of circulating through the art world. So
yeah,
just kind of curious.
Have you ever, and it's essentially a rhetorical question, but have you ever purchased crypto, or are you aware of crypto? You bought Bitcoin, bought Ethereum, ever done a wallet? You have?
No, not. You said put it on the wall?
No. In a wallet is how we store it. It's a rhetorical question. I'm sure you don't. Most people don't, haven't. But what's interesting is Google tracks trends, and this one is NFT. And this was the peak when NFTs were really, really hot, and everyone was talking about them. And now they're all the way down here because crypto has crashed, and as a result, the NFT market has crashed. It was a shiny object then, and it's still a shiny object now. Unless you're a diehard crypto person, NFTs are just not for you. It's not something you want to waste your time with. One less thing to worry about. Another less thing to worry about, which is not to say it's not cool and the technology is not amazing, and it's not amazing what it portends for the potential artist, but just not right now. It's not a short-term concern.
Okay. And then I know you said something, you guys are doing something different that you weren't doing a couple of weeks ago. Was that like the pricing change or something? I kind of came in on that. So I'm just curious what that was.
Starting like maybe a month ago now or two, we said we'll build your website for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
Oh, okay. And that's something you guys weren't doing before?
No. And now we've taken it to another level, is we will maintain and update the website for you for life. You don't ever have to do it ever again.
Okay.
Got to come up with a good name for it, by the way. Do you have any good names for that, by the way, T. Smith?
For that
service, to never have to update your website ever again, to never be a webmaster, to never
have to update.
I need a good name for it. We're working on it.
Okay, let me think. I'll raise my hand again. Let me ponder that for a second.
Thank you, T. Smith. I knew I could count on you. All right, JML's back. Go ahead, JML.
She said that about NFTs. I've had tons of people wanting to buy my art as NFTs on Instagram. My daughter just got me on it. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know what they were. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
No. What you're going to say is, wonderful. I take PayPal, Venmo, cash, check, credit card. I'll sell you this one, $5,000. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
Take payment immediately.
Next time somebody asks, I'll tell them that.
Yeah, you take payment immediately. Say, no problem, I'll take a deposit right now, and I will go and mint this thing as an NFT for you, and I'll sell it to you as an NFT. But right now I need a deposit. Take it immediately. When someone is saying, I want to buy something immediately, instantaneously, we'll teach you how to do this too, instantaneously go into selling mode. Yeah, and regardless,
Okay.
regardless, my buddy Andy here is like, those are fake bots. They're not real, right? And Andy, whether they are or they aren't, that is the whole reason that we always turn buying questions into selling conversations, right? And so JML is getting buying questions, regardless if it's a fake bot this time or it's someone that's disinterested next time. I don't care. I immediately go, wonderful. Thank you so much. I'll take a deposit right now. And then
Okay, that's way to make them stop. Too.
And then I shut up immediately and I just let the awkward silence stew. I'll take a deposit right now. I take cash, check, PayPal, Venmo right now. Right? And this is it's such an important skill set to learn. And I teach these hardcore classes about how to do it on Instagram and with Instagram Reels, because there's this way that you can do it in Instagram Reels where it utilizes their technology, and it's really cool. But it's one of the things that artists and photographers suck at for a number of different reasons. You lack confidence. No one's ever taught you how to do it. It makes you feel like a sleazy salesperson, everything else. But the minute you get a buying question, your work is incredible. You are so talented. You should try and sell these things. You should build a business out of this. This photo is beautiful. It reminds me of such and such. Those are all buying questions. And it is incumbent upon the artist or the photographer to take those buying questions and turn them into a selling conversation. And no one's saying you have to be sleazy salesperson guy or sleazy salesperson gal. You can do you, but that is a buying question. They are expressing interest and intent in your work. Your job is to say, well, no problem, just to let you know, that piece is for sale. I have a number of other pieces you can look at, and I also take commissions. What are you interested in? And then shut up. And then let them come back. And what you find is oftentimes just starting the conversation, you've won. Because what ends up happening is, one, you figure out whether or not they were just being a nice person, and now you know they're a nice person. Number two, you figure out that they were completely full of it, and you can brush them off and you don't waste any more brain space. You find out they are genuinely interested, but they were not interested in the price that you had it on offer. So now we're into negotiation. And because I've taught you how to price your work, you're prepared for negotiation because you're marked up correctly. Or you find that they're really, really interested in what you're doing, but they want something else, which is where the commissions come in. And the commissions are essentially an idea generation machine. Because when you open yourself up for commissions and you say, I'm here to take commissions as well, that is somebody coming up to you with a credit card above their head saying, take this, Patrick, if you'll just do this. And that is how you get some of the best ideas for new directions to go into, because it stands to reason, unless it's a portrait of their dog or something, but who knows? It stands to reason that if one person wants it, there's a whole bunch of others out there that want it, right? So that's how we contemplate. Those are how these things that we do. And there's just a bunch of basics that you have to get in order. There's learning how to do the marketing, which, as I said, sucks. It's a ton of stuff that you're going to have to learn. It's painful. It's painful at first. First couple of years are painful for everyone, by the way. Doesn't matter where you're at. I'm kidding me. I've been marketing my whole life. Don't bullshit me. No, you haven't. Everyone tells me that, and they all terrible at marketing. I have to teach you modern marketing, what actually works. So we teach that. But once you learn it, and once you get better at it, you'll see the results.
I used to sell cars, so I don't feel sleazy about anything.
Okay, well then you're probably way better at all of this than me. Then you understand negotiation better than anything else. And the beautiful thing about negotiation is, like, when you have your markup set correctly, you realize, the sheer number of customers that you'll lose by not being prepared to negotiate is staggering, because some people won't buy unless they negotiate. And so knowing that ahead of time just means you're ready for the game, right? And when you're ready for the game, I mean, the car example is a different one, but in the art, like, we teach our customers how to mark up their work such that they're prepared at any point in time to come down 5, 10, 15, 20% without destroying their bottom line. Artists almost never do this. And then the second reason everyone fails is a negotiation is like, there's something psychological that goes on in negotiation that sort of like harkens back to our caveman days. Everything harkens back to our caveman days. And in our caveman days, like, we wouldn't, unless we were starving or something, we wouldn't want to go out and like get the wounded animal because we're like, there's something wrong with that animal. We want to go out and have the thrill of the hunt, right? And the thrill of the kill, and then bring that animal back to the cave. Negotiations like that. And what we find looking at it numerically is that when you just fold as an artist, which is what most do, like you've got a piece, JML, on for $500, and I come in, I'm like, dude, I can't afford $500 on that thing. Would you take $350? And you just sit there and you go, yeah, okay, I'll take $350. They either don't like that, or then they'll try and grind you down even further, right? So the trick is never, ever negotiate down without getting something in return, okay? And that is a very, very important negotiating social contract psychology. I need to like go and read. I'm sure someone's published a paper on it. So the trick that we teach our customers is, because you marked up your work correctly, and again, we teach you the markup percentages, so we teach you how to do that. You're prepared to negotiate. You would love to get full price, but you're prepared to negotiate. And so when someone comes into my booth or comes onto my website or sends me a message on Instagram and is like, I love that piece, Patrick. I know you've got it in there for 800, but I can't afford 800. Would you take 500? I have to decide whether or not I'm going to take 500. But if I do, the trick is, well, let me know, Jamie. How are you going to pay for that? Just play along. How are you going to pay for that?
Cash.
Tell you what, I love cash. So if you pay cash, I'll give it to you for 500 because my significant other really wants it out of my garage, right? Or really wants it out of my studio. So you ask the question how they're going to pay for it, and you could have said PayPal, Venmo, check, wire transfer, and you go, okay, great. If you're going to pay that way, that's great. My accountant loves that, right? Or that's how I was looking for. So if you do that, I'll give it to you for such and such. If you just learn that trick, then your negotiations go so much better. But you have to be priced appropriately in order to be able to do it. And then when you are, you're in a great spot. But that starts, just to give it some symmetry, that starts with turning those buying questions into selling conversations.
Well, the art fair, you never take a check.
No, I know. Yeah, I mean, don't even get me started in the fraud conversation. That gets us in the weeds. We're high up on the principles here. We're high up on the principles. Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Letio's coming back in here with another one. Oh, I think he popped out and popped back in. So I know he had a question. I know he's probably trying to come back in with a camera or whatever. That's what I would say. You don't have to convince customers necessarily, Douglas. If they ask you and they're interested in a piece, then oftentimes, they want to negotiate or they want to talk to you about price. It's a skill and it takes some work to get there. But turning the buying questions into selling, or buying questions into selling conversations, massively important. Okay, so he's back in, but I don't know if anyone else has a question. Any other finals? Yeah, Letty. Okay, I saw you pop back in. You sorted your camera this time too, so go ahead. It's a little bit harder on the phone. You'll find it. Some mic's down there somewhere. Timmy's trying to sort it out. Yep, Steve, don't worry, I got you. I still can't hear you, Letty. You got to get unmuted. Okay, now you got it. Go ahead.
Now, hi. Hey, hi.
Hey.
Hi again. So you hear me? You see me okay?
Yeah, I see.
Okay. So my question was like for NFT. I did have the offer for NFT. I did actually send somebody my pictures, but I kind of didn't continue with it. So I'm kind of afraid if he like really did something with it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you could search the marketplaces, but
Yeah.
I doubt it. You sent him a JPEG, right? I'm sure, or maybe he did do something about it. Maybe it's on his cell phone, but
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't do that. Don't do that in the future.
I have a lot to talk about it, but what I'm more concerned is like if I'm willing to pay you guys $1,500 for a storefront, I want to make sure like if I expose like 4 or 5 paintings, I don't know how many do I have to have? I have to have certain?
No, you need one to get started, right? And that's the same thing. That's the same thing I tell everybody, because if you don't, you'll never get started.
Let's say I give you 4. I'll bring 4. How long would it take me, or let's say to at least get my money back out of those 4 paintings?
Yep. There's literally no guarantee. Zero
No
guarantee. And anyone that
right.
gives you a guarantee, run, because it's the biggest
Run,
bunch of
yes.
nonsense in the history of mankind. Like,
Right, I hear you.
Our position is we give you the best set of circumstances of anyone that exists in this business to succeed. But you have to do the work and you have to get it there. Some people earn their entire investment back in 1 week. Some people, it takes 3 years and everything in between,
Yes, yeah.
right? And that's how it goes. And it's different for everyone. And some people work it harder and some people just get lucky and everything in between. But, you know, there's no guarantees of anything. And ultimately, you have to do the work, right? So if you haven't sold your stuff, go do a local show in there and see how you
Oh,
do.
I have. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to get from here, get a little bigger,
For sure.
Yeah. It's like a part-time thing that I restarted again.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm kind of not that great with the online business and all these things going on.
No one is. Don't worry. We know.
Yeah.
We know. That's why we teach it.
That's why I definitely had to ask you that question. Might as well came up those guys' minds and reminded me,
For sure. Thanks, Ladia.
Yeah. We'll keep in touch, man. We'll keep in touch.
Yep. I'm not going anywhere, brother. You know how to find me. All right, Steven, you're up next. And you have to unmute again, Steven. Did you have your hand up again, Steven? I thought you did. And he's going, no, I didn't.
I think I did, but
No,
I
you
forgot what I was going to ask you.
All right. Well, you remember, you raise it again.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Yep. I got you, Tim. Don't worry. Go ahead.
Oh, am I on?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just kind of wondering, like, your deal now, you're doing the website. What exactly are you? I mean, it seemed like I read it.
Yeah, you need to see a demo for sure. You need to see a demo because they walk you through all the bells, all the whistles, all the plans, all the packages, all the everything. But you get a website. We teach you how to grow it. We update it for you for life. So all of that.
Okay, but I guess that's the question. What was updating it? I mean,
like, let's say a year from now, you want to change your theme, or you want to upload a new series, or you want to adjust some pricing, or you want to run a sale. We do all of that for you. Not the marketing, but we do all the website technical piece for you, so you don't have to touch the website.
Okay.
Have you ever had a website or done a website?
Yeah, I have a website right now, and it's just kind of like, I don't know if I have too much stuff in it, or it's just
no one's coming to it because you're not doing the active marketing. There's just no one coming to it. But imagine that same website where you were doing the active marketing, except you didn't have to do anything with the website because we would do it all for you. That's really what it comes down to. I know. I need a good name for it. I'm telling you. That's why I was asking. Who was I asking? T Smith. It's a hard. You sort of need to have had a website and had to go through the website and have to go through all the tech hurdles and do all that to understand. You don't ever want to do that ever again. What a disaster! What a nightmare. So that's sort of our position. But yeah. I feel like Tim is left more confused after his question and my answer than he was before he started.
Wrong. Okay.
Go and get a demo, Tim, and see all the bells and whistles.
I've had the 2 demos. And
no, you've had it, so you should sort of know what's going on then.
I sort of know what's going on, but I mean I'm here today because I was like, well, okay, getting the website dialed in.
Yes.
Maybe I'm not there. Maybe I am. Having somebody do it is. Yeah, I mean, it's.
Oh yes, no, trust me, it's fantastically better for you. But that's not your biggest issue. Your biggest issue is you've never consistently done your marketing, right? And I don't even need to log into your website. I could look at it. There's probably very, very little traffic coming to it because you haven't been hitting it consistently, right? So that's why I say that's the biggest problem. That's why we got to fix. And the whole portion of we'll take care of the website, we'll maintain it, we'll update it, we'll fix things for you. All of that is just to give you the time back to pour into the marketing. That's it. That's literally it. It's a secret sauce.
Mm-hmm. But basically I could just follow your series to learn how to market, or
you could. I mean, yeah, you could. I mean, it's Lord knows I put out enough content that you could follow plenty of it and get dangerous, but you'd have to hold yourself accountable and you'd have to actually do it. And, you'd have to continue learning and learning and learning. And it's admittedly a little bit easier on the inside doing that on the outside. But, you could certainly start with my podcast and start binging it, the Art Marketing Podcast, and go through that thing and learn a ton and certainly, make some strides. So I see your hand, Steve, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. How have you gone about selling all the way up till now?
I really don't sell that. I mean, sometimes, which I don't do much anymore, is give my art to auctions.
Mhm.
I have a local gallery that I sell art there, but really I don't do fairs. I mean, it's not like I have the time to really kind of do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I do remember, like, I volunteer for a theater here, and there was a musician that came, and my son's a musician, and it's the swag that they sell.
Mhm.
And I was so impressed because, like, I was going to work the door, but they did everything. I mean, he wanted to shake everybody's hand, and he sold T-shirts out. It was amazing. I was like, wow, this guy knows how to market. It was just, and he seemed to enjoy it. And I was just like, wow, that's just not me. I'm not that. Yeah. But I was like thoroughly impressed, and I was like, wow, I need some help.
Yeah. You guys all do. You guys all do. And, it's very similar. And Stephen, don't worry, I'll call you next. It's not so different if you're a musician or if you're an author or if you're an artist. Like, the arts are hard, and you've got to figure out the marketing, and you got to start doing it consistently. And, there's no getting around it. But a couple hours a week even can move mountains if you do it 52 weeks in a row. No one wants to do that.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. Thanks, Tim. All right, Stephen remembered his question. Go ahead, Stephen. Got to unmute again, Stephen. Can't hear you, Stephen. Got to unmute. Yep, he's pulled it off twice, so I'm confident.
Able to do that.
There we go. Yep.
Okay. It would seem to me that it would make sense to offer custom sizing. Is that part of your normal deal, or?
Yeah. So the way that it works is you upload the image of your piece, and our system does all of it for you. So
somebody can order an 18 by 24
all day long. Yeah, all day long. And
4 by 6 or
the system looks at the image that you upload, and it says, okay, here's how big you can go with the biggest, and here's how small you can go with the smallest. Which ones do you want? And then you just pick which ones you want, right? You pick which sizes.
All right.
Yeah. Good question though. I like it. All right. Who else, guys? Anybody else want to throw one in before we wrap it up? Yeah, I got you, Steve.
Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay. When do I get my demo?
When do you want your demo? You would.
I've asked for it since Friday.
Okay. Well,
about 3 times I've answered that. So I'm anxious.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on my list. Sometimes weird things happen with the system where you get buried in there. So I will find out. You have a very business looking office though. I will tell you that.
Thank you.
What was your day job?
I'm retired.
You're retired. But it looks just very organized in business, and you got your whole stand and the whole thing. I like it. I'm a fan.
Before I'm a software engineer that I retired from.
Wow.
So
yeah, interesting. I think you would be very impressed with our code base.
Probably would be, but I try to stay away from that now.
Oh, I don't blame you. The minute I can retire, I'm done marketing. Right? I'm gonna go find something fun.
That's exactly the way I felt. That's it.
Yeah.
Goodbye and good luck.
Yeah. You ran the route. Awesome. I'll have somebody contact you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, we have your email address, so I just wrote your name down. The minute this thing's over, I'll go and say, where the heck is Steve? Why hasn't anyone called him? Yep. So I'll get you down. All right, JML's back for a final.
I had the same thing, and I found a phone number on your website and called today.
What is going on?
So she put me on a emergency list or something. I don't know what she said.
What is that all about? How is that happening twice? What give me the first bit of your email address so I can look in the system.
Okay, it is JML 1965 Fine Art.
Done. That's all I need to find out. And then you don't have to say the rest. So if there are spammers listening, they won't know. So don't say that. Okay. It's really weird. That upsets me. That's 2 in a row. 2 in a row means it might be a trend. But okay. I'll make sure both of you guys are in the hopper. And Valerie, go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay, hi. I wondered how you compare yourself with Fine Art America, because you can order cups and prints and canvases. Like, how's your approach different than that site?
So Fine Art America is a marketplace. So everybody just goes and uploads their stuff there. And then when someone purchases something there, you don't have any idea who purchased your work. So it's kind of like a traditional brick and mortar gallery, right? Where Fine Art America takes a percentage and they don't tell you who purchased your work. And so over time, you have no ability to build a collector list, and you have no ability to have a list of people to market to. You're sort of just at the whim of them. And what we find, whether it's Fine Art America or Saatchi or Redbubble or Etsy or even eBay's different, or Etsy, with any of the marketplaces, very, very few make anything approaching a decent income on it because it's just too hard. There's 800,000 artists on there, right? So what separates one from the other? Which is not to say like very small numbers do okay. But it's just not a viable way to build a long-term business. It's going to grow year after year after year. If you want to be on there and be selling direct and have your own operation, well, okay, that's different, right? Like sometimes people will come in and they'll say, I'm making 30 grand a year on Saatchi, or I'm making 20 grand a year on Etsy. And I say, okay, awesome. Let's keep that going. Because the last thing I want to do is take away a revenue source from your business. But now we're also going to build an additional revenue source via selling direct. And then when the time comes, you'll shut the other one off because you want to know who's purchasing your work, because you need to be able to market to them so that you can cultivate collectors. And once you have collectors, then you're good to go. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Michelle, I see you. I'll put your name in the thing too. All right, lower hand. All right, I think that's it. I think I've talked myself into circles. There's only so long you can go in these things until you like start running out of gas. But anyone else a final before we go? Well, I appreciate you guys spending time with me and hearing us out. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this new deal. I really hope that we just keep it, period. My goal is to keep it, figure out a way we're going to offer it to all our existing customers so they don't kill me, and then figure out what the next thing is, and then figure out what the next thing is, and figure out what the next thing is. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do, where you leave this call, where you go. You have to create the stuff, you have to market the stuff, and you have to sell the stuff. That is how you have a business and not a hobby. So that is the hill that we are dying on, one way or the other. But I appreciate all you guys. I'm going to send you a replay that'll have some follow-up resources, this and that. Not that I need to send you another email, because Lord knows I send enough of them as is. But I will send you another. Email that has some stuff that I mentioned. And yeah, what else? Got a Black Friday, guys. Cyber Monday. Okay, run up to the Christmas buying season. I know it sounds daunting, but if there's a creative way you can get a sale in the water, do it. And Moses, come see me on another one. I'm out of steam and I got to get moving. So. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Hope to see you in the future. Bye now.